Cease provocations at sea, America says to China. The U.S. urged China on Saturday, Sunday in Manila, to avoid provocative and unsafe conduct in the disputed South China Sea following a recent near collision with a Philippine Coast Guard vessel there, ratcheting up tensions ahead of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s visit to the White House. In a statement 2 days before President Joe Biden's meeting with Marcos, State Department spokesman Matthew Miller said the incident was a reminder of China's harassment and intimidation of Philippine vessels in the contentious waterway. "We call on Beijing to cease its provocative and dangerous behavior," he said, adding that any strike on Philippine armed troops would result in a U.S. retaliation. Biden has been striving to strengthen ties with Asian allies as the U.S.-China relationship remains historically tense, and the Philippines' closeness to major sea lanes in Taiwan makes it strategically important. The near miss off the Spratly Islands on Sunday was the latest in a long line of maritime confrontations involving China and the Philippines. Beijing claims sovereignty over practically the entire South China Sea, despite an international finding that the claim lacks legal foundation. Several media outlets witnessed the incident after journalists were invited to join 2 Philippine Coast Guard (PCG) boats on a 6-day patrol of the waters, visiting a dozen islands and reefs. The PCG ships approached Second Thomas Shoal, also known as Renai Jiao in China, in the Spratly Archipelago. A China Coast Guard vessel more than twice the size of the BRP Malapascua, carrying Filipino journalists, sailed across its path as it approached the shoal. The event was witnessed by AFP journalists from the BRP Malabrigo, which was less than a kilometer away. According to the commanding officer of the Malapascua, the Chinese ship came within 45 meters of his boat, and only his swift actions prevented the steel-hulled vessels from colliding. The Chinese Foreign Ministry claimed Friday that the Philippine ships had intruded without China's consent, describing it as a premeditated and provocative action. Manila responded by claiming that routine patrols in our own waters cannot be premeditated or provocative, and that the patrols would continue. The near miss occurred only 1 day after Marcos hosted Chinese Foreign Minister Qin Gang in Manila for discussions aimed at easing tensions along the canal. Marcos has vowed that China will not be allowed to violate the Philippines' maritime rights, and he has drifted toward the United States as he wants to bolster defense ties.